Hello and welcome to V8 TechWorks. So today we are going to look at how we can be able to print the data that you are fetching from the database in form of PDF. So right here you can see a simple application that I have built, and here you can see we have a table in here that displays information or the data that we have from our database. And if you click here on this button, if you can see here we have downloaded this shift report.pdf. If we click on this part, we open it, you can be able to see this is a document, a PDF document, and also it has printed us the data and displays us the data. So this is one of the important thing also that you need to know when you are working with full stack application, because sometimes you'll find that clients need to actually make sure that they print the data in terms of PDF. And also the good thing is that also it is generated in or it does the styling for you, because here you can see we are using the table that is striped. So without much ado, I want us to get into the tutorial, and remember to like and also subscribe to this YouTube channel so that we grow together. So let's get into the tutorial. To get into the tutorial, the first thing that you want to do is that if you want to go along and see how I'm doing this, you need to install or create a React application, and you can use this method whereby you install Vite. You can see Vite here, and after installing Vite, we can also be able to use Vite to install React app. Vite is a very important tool because it helps you to make sure that the work of learning the application and also to build the application for deployment is very easy, and also it manages your React app very well. So the other thing is that also we are going to use Tailwind. Now you know nowadays Tailwind is very common, and also we need to also make sure that we install that. And now this is the part that you need to go through. So here is the documentation. The only thing that you need to do is that you need to come to tailwindcss.com, and then docs here, guide, and then Vite here. So after this, if you want also to use CSS, you can do it. And also if you don't want to use Vite, also that is up to you. So now let's get into now how we are doing that. So if you check here, you can see we have this blank application here that I have built. So we are going to start from scratch. Now everything I have done from this documentation here, I have installed the Vite, have installed the project, and also I have done the configuration for our Tailwind CSS. So now the other thing that I want is to remove this information here, because this is just for showing us that application is working. So to do that, you need to come here into index.css, remove everything, but only thing that you need to leave here is this code here that is for Tailwind. So also other places that we need to remove the CSS is here, because we don't want to have the styling of any kind. You want to start from scratch. Also here I'm going to remove all these things here, and also I'm going to remove this here like that. So here also I need to remove that, and also inside here I want to remove everything. So I will leave these fragments here, so like that, and then I can be able also to format this document like that. So here I'm going to use div, so let us use div here rather than using the fragments. So now the other thing that we need to do here is to be able to style, and we are going to style it very fast. So let me come here, and let me actually make sure that I cut this, and in here I can use the brackets. Then I will let me go back. So and then I will be able to use div inside now. So here the first thing that I need to do, let me style it. So we are having class name here, and right now we are using Tailwind. So I'm going to say display flex, and then it should be flex column like that. And also you can do justify center. So we have justify center, and also we have items center like that. So that is the first part. So inside here now we'll have another div that will hold, let me show you, that will hold this part here, the data and the PDF button there. So let me just come here, and here I can add that PDF to hold our data and then the PDF button. So like that. So here if I need to style here, and here I need to have a class name. Here I'm going to add flex. I'm going to have justify between here, and also I'm going to do item center so that they align at the center, and then I'm going to give a margin bottom of 5%. So let's come here, and let's give it 5% like that. And also we are going to have width here of, let's say 60 VW like that. So now the other thing that we need to do inside here is to add the data text. So we have here, let's add this to be data like that. And also inside here we need to have a button like that, and here we need to download PDF like that. So here we can have a class name also, and here we can be able to give it a background color of blue like that, and it will be a slightly light blue. Also we need to have a text white, so text white here. Also the other thing that we need to do is to have font to be semi bold like that, and also we need to have like cursor to be pointer. So here let's see the cursor pointer, and then here is we need to be having PDF here to be 10 pixels, and the last thing here we need is to have a width of, let's say 150 pixels like that. So that is now the PDF or the button that we're going to click to have our PDF downloaded. So you can see it here already. So the other thing now down here, after that part of data and PDF button of downloading PDF form document, we need to have another div in here, and here we are going to have a table now. So we are going to have a table, and this table we need to just make sure that we style it. So the first thing that we need is to make sure that table takes in the full width, and the other thing that we can do is to give it a background of white like that. Then we can give it a shadow like that, and we can say rounded. It should be rounded, and I can just ignore to be rounded. I can just say overflow. Overflow should be, when it is overflow, it should be hidden, and then I can give a margin top of 20 pixels also like that. So the other thing that we have been left with is this part here. Now we need to also have this here table row. So here we can have now also the styling. We can give it a class name, and actually we can just leave it like that. We will just we are going to also style the table head. So here we can see we have table head. So in here I can class it, I can style it, that is I can give it a pixel of let's say 10 pixel y of 2 like that, and then here I'm going to give it like an ID, and then I can copy this and paste it several times. So like that. So these are 1 2 3 4 5 6. So I think these are okay. So the first thing that I'm going to display is ID. Also the other thing that I'm going to show is location. I'm going to show location. Also I'm going to show the client. So client here. I'm going to show also the other thing that I can show here is I'm going to show the duration that the shift will take, and also I can also do the type to show type, and the last thing that I'm going to show is notes like that. So those are the things that I want to show here. So let me format my code here. I don't want to leave a lot of space. So now we have the other part that we are coding, or this part that we are going. Actually here there's something that have left, of which is table head. So here we need to have table head here like that, and I can paste it. I can paste the information here. Don't know why it is not copying. So I'm going to cut this, and I can have now the table header or table head, and then I can paste the information there. So here I can say a retro bit. So this one we can give it a background of gray, and then 200, and also we can give it a text that is gray, but the gray should be of 700 or a little bit grayish color. So here if I show you, you can see now we have this one that looks like here. So you can see ID, location, all things, how it looks. So now the other thing that I want to do now is to have now the table body, that is, so sorry. So we have table body here. So now inside here we can create our rows and columns. So the first thing that we're going to do here is we are going to have a table row, and inside here we can have now the actual entries. So here I can just add any information that here, maybe I can say this is the ID, can have location here to be maybe Sydney like that, can have an allocation, we can have client. So for my case here, I'm going to add client as John Doe like that. I'm going to add to have also, we have John the client, and then here we can have duration. We can say the duration should be 3 hours. And the other thing that we can do is to have a type. So we have type here. So I can say this is an AM shift. And the other thing that we can do here is to have notes. So these notes here, I can say something like breaks after lunch, like that. And that is it. So let us see how it looks. So yeah, you can be able to see how it looks here. So now what we need to do, we need to have this data coming from our database. So I had already created the backend. So we have a backend that you are using here, and you can see this one is from another application, but we are going to use it in this application. So this backend here, I built it when I was creating this application that is called Shift application. So we are just going to fetch the data from the database, of which is MongoDB, and then I'm going to display it here, and then we are going to implement how to be able to generate PDF for it. So let us do that first. So we are going to come here. I'm going to create another variable called data, and it should be in state. So set data here, and we are going to use use state like that. And here also we are going to use, or actually no, we are going to need to install another package. So I'm going to open this part here. So another terminal, and here I'm going to install npm install axios like that. So let us install this package, and it is the one that we are going to use to fetch. So also fetching, we are going to use effect hook. So this is a function here, and the first argument here should be this function, and after that now we can have this array, empty array here. So inside here I can create a function. So I'm going to call it get data, and this one should be arrow. So this should be an arrow function. So this is here like that. And then after this, now actually here I can say async, because this one will be having a wait. So get data, let me call the function down here. So the other thing is that we need to have now the response from our backend. So I'm assuming that already we have our Axios installed. Yes, so I'm going to say get, and then here I can get it from our local API. So localhost, and then port 8800, and then API version 1 like that, and then shifts. So after this, now what we can do is that we can say set data. So set data here, and here we can say res dot data. So res dot data like that. And then now after this, what we can do is that, let me see. So yeah, let me save this also. And I want also to see if already we can get, I can see here we are not, is not defined. So I have not imported the use state. So let us import the use state like that, and here you can see the data. So first of all, I want us to console log data to see if we can be able to fetch the data. So like that, and then let me just save that. And then if I come here and reload and then inspect, then me inspect here to see if I can get the data. Yeah, actually I cannot have the data here. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to first of all make sure that everything is okay. So here is http get, this is localhost /API /version 1, and I want to make sure that it is the same API. Or what I'll do is that I can be able also to cross the backend or this application that is using the API right now. So this is 8800, and then API version 1, and then we have shifts. So localhost. So let me see here if I can restart this backend. So let me restart it. And also what I can do is that we have another application using it. So we can just make sure that it is not running. So let me just close everything here. So like that. So let me close this. And actually I know where the problem is. The problem is because also I didn't add here a wait. So this is the now, and let me see here. Okay, let me now reload and see if, yeah, you can see already here we have this data now. So we can be able to display. So the problem was that I never added a wait here. So that you should do that because it is a synchronous function. So here down, so let me come up to here, and I want to display now the information. To display that, I can cut this, and from here now I can say data, dot map, and using map here I can get now the item or the shift and index here, and here also I can be able to make sure that I add now the table or the row here. So here I can add the key, which should be given the index like that, to be at least make sure that we are complying with the rules of React. So here also I want to push it down, and here I can now show the ID. So to show the ID here now I can use item, and because it's MongoDB we are going to use underscore ID. Here this is a location, so we are going to do item dot location like that. Also here we are going to add client, so this is shift dot client, and the other thing is also we need, this is item, actually this is item, so this one is duration, so I'm going to just add here item dot duration like that, and then here it is item dot type, so item dot type, and here we need to have item dot notes, item dot notes like that. So let me save this and see if we can display the information. So you can see here we have displayed the information. So okay, so now what we are going to do, actually here I made a mistake. I think I can remove this. Let me remove this here, because already it is, you can see it here. So you can see now how the information look like. So now we need to make sure that when we click this here, we can be able to get the PDF, and we are going to use another package that is very important. We are going to use package that is called PDF auto table, PDF auto table, and already you can see here actually we have auto completion for us. So we are going to use this package that is called JSPDF and auto table. Here you can see npm and then install JSPDF auto table here. But now if you install just this one package here, it won't work the way you would like it to work. And also here you can see the demo of the tables that you can make sure that you print. So for mine here, I'm going to use stripped, but stripped is just the default one. Also, you can use grid so that you can see here the grid, how the grid look like, and also you can use plain here. But the good documentation is here, where you can see you need to install these two package, JSPDF and also JSPDF auto table. So I'm going to copy that, and here inside my project, I'm going to open another terminal here to be able to make sure that I install those parts. So I'm going to paste it here. So let us install it. So we are installing JSPDF and JSPDF auto table. So the other thing is that also now you can see the documentation down here. You need to import JSPDF from JSPDF, and also we are going to import auto table from JSPDF dash auto table. So let me see if we have completed installing. So let us proceed and start importing those two packages. So here we are going to import. Let me import now. The first thing that I'm going to import is JS auto table. So like that, JS PDF auto table. I'm going to import another thing that is JS PDF. Like that, you can see actually it has auto completed for us. So the other thing that I need to do is that, let me remove this console log. I'm going to also create a function here that is called generate PDF, and in here this is where now we are going to make sure that we implement functionality for printing our PDF. So the first thing that you need to do here to be able to generate PDF, you are going to make sure that we can do const and then PDF. This is setting up the PDF, how we want the PDF to look like. So we need to have the new instance of JS PDF like that, and inside here also you can specify if you want portrait or landscape. I'm going to use landscape because my data is has many rows, many columns that is. And here now the first thing that also you need to do is to set the header. So I'm going to set the title first of all of this of the content of the document, that is of the document, and this header is the one that you can be able to see it here. Let me open that again. So this is the header, you can see this is the header here. So I'm going to code it. Let me first of all use PDF here dot now text like that, and here I can be able to call this shifts report, and then here I can give it 15, that is according to documentation. And also I'm going to set columns header, so set column headers like that, and you can create an array of headers, which is the one that you'll be able to use as the title for the column. So ID, we are going to have ID, we are going to also have location like that. Also we can have client, and the other thing is that we can have duration here, and we can have type. The other thing that we can do is to have notes like that. So we are having those, and here let me also do another thing, which is to set data for the table, for the table. So set the, let me use just small letters. So set data for the table here. So to do that, we are going to create another variable called table data here, and also we are going to do data dot map. Now we are getting our data, which is in shift. So I'm going to use item here, and to do that we are going to return now the array here that we need now to set item dot underscore id. So here let me show you. So this one should correspond with these headers here. So the first one is id, the second one is item dot location. So the other thing is also we need to have location. We have client, so I can add here item dot client, and then also we can have, let me show you, we can have item dot client, we can have duration. So this is item dot duration, and then the other thing that we can have is we can have duration, we can have type, so this is item dot type, and the last thing is we can have item dot notes like that. So that are the 6 part here. So now if we now okay with that, now we can go to now auto page breaks. So what we can do is that after we have done this, set up the table data, we can come here and do auto page breaks, and also we are going to style and the table styling here. So here is the PDF and then outer table. Now here is where we are going to use outer table. So how outer table here, this function here is, we'll have an argument of object. So we are going to have start y here. So we have start y here to be 20, and also we can have head. Now have head, and here head we can give it head as an array, and then inside that array we can add headers. The other thing is we can have a body, and this body here we can have now the table data that we have set. So you can see the table data here. So the other thing that also we can do is that we need to have styles. So for the styles here, we can have styles, and then here is a font size here, which we can have to be 10. Also we can have cell width. So we have cell width, and we have wrap like that. And after this, now we can be able to have this part here, or the part that we are calling the margin. So the margin here we can have top, and margin top here of 20 here. And after this, now because we have this, actually let me go back here. So after this, now like that, now the other thing that we can do is to save. So PDF save. So actually I can add the comments here so that you'll be able to understand. So remember, this code will be added on the description of this video, in the description of this video. So here we are going to do the PDF saving, and we can give it the name that we want now to save in. So we can just call it shift.pdf, or we can call it shift_report.pdf now, like that. So now the other thing that we need to do is to make sure that when we click the button of this, let me show you. So when we click this button, now we call the function generate PDF, like that. So that is it. I think this now should work. And let me first of all make sure that I have formatted the code. So like that, and then format the code here. And then here, if I click download, here you can see we have downloaded the shift report here. If I open it, can be able to see now we have this shift report. We can be able to see the data here in terms of PDF. So this application of generating PDF from the data can be done in hospital management system, school management system application, and also many other applications that will require the data also to be generated in terms of PDF. You'll find that most of the time you need this data can be generated using, or this data is crucial for it to be generated using, or to be generated in terms of PDF, so that you can have the data that is in database, and also the data that is in the application, and also in the data that is in PDF format. So that is it. I want to end my video here. Remember to like, subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Have a great day.